on, it was just a great feeling. It was lost for words. Yeah.
Take us through that play. What it sounds like it was pretty much determined it was coming to you, right?
Yeah. The coach called my number on the deep deep post, and the ball was in the air. I had to go get it.
What you've shown that the last few weeks you can go up and get it. What have you learned about how to make those kind of plays and go up and get those contested balls?
Right. Really, it's just about your want and need to make a play for your team, and that's something that Coach Adams has been emphasizing to us when our one-on-ones. And when you're up against a defender, you have to be able to come down with the ball.
Is that a hard thing to practice? I mean, do you get much of that sort of contested deep ball look in practice?
Yes, our scouters do a fantastic job, and when we go Boise on Boise with our defense, they're just as feisty, I guess, in a sense, and compete just as well.
How much, 9 games into this transition now, how much have you been able to grow as a wide receiver?
I feel like I've made quite the strides, because I know in fall, grasping the concepts were a bit of a struggle, but now I feel like I have a greater knowledge of the position.
How much does it help? I mean, it seems like you've kind of carved out a definite role in this offense, and maybe kind of searching for what that might be the first couple games, but how much does that help you?
It helps a lot, because you know what you're getting into in the game plan and what the coaches are going to try to get you to perform on the field. So,
Coach Sanford was saying he challenged you a little bit at halftime after the one in the first half. How do you respond when Coach comes up and says something like that?
Right.
Do you take that well, or does that bum you out? Or?
No, you take it with extreme confidence. Having the coach be able to, or have that kind of recognition, and knowing that you can go up and make a play, and them being able to call your number is something I take great pride in. So.
Yeah, what is that like when you see the play call come in from the side and you know that this one's coming, this is drawn up for you? And he said in that game he had been waiting to call that play for a while in the game. What's that like when you know that it's coming to you and you got to be ready?
Right. I get the jitters a bit, and I have to calm down, breathe, things of the sort. But you're here to play football, and that's what I try to do and emphasize.
How much did he said he had it on the tip of his tongue for a couple quarters? Were you waiting for it? Were you like, come on, when is he going to call that play?
No, I wasn't. I was into the game. I was trying to get us to win, however we could.
How much you enjoyed playing that deep threat role? I know they tried it since Ole Miss, and now it seems like you've been developing at that, and now you got the touchdown and all that stuff. How much you enjoying that role, being that kind of difference maker out there?
Being able to be the deep threat role is a compliment, but also I feel like I'm a complete receiver also. So as the games go on and the years go on, hopefully I'm more of an all-around threat.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously you want to be known as a guy that can be available and produce in any situation. How much have you shown, do you think your other parts of the game are coming along as well, and that you could, contribute if you're asked in those areas too?
As a receiver, and as time goes on, I feel like I'm sharpening my tools. So as those follow, my abilities will continue to grow.
Coach Sanford said something, him and Coach Hart had a chat after the Fresno State game, and you didn't have a touch in that game. And he was saying, where was Chaz in that? Have they made it more of an effort to get you involved over these last couple contests?
Yes, they have. But I mean, however we can win is all I'm here for. So as long as at the end of the game we have a W on the board and we got it without me touching the ball, that's awesome.
The results you're starting to see, the transition from cornerback to wide receiver, worth it?
Yes, they are, definitely.
You mentioned trying to get that W the last 2 years. You haven't been able to get it against San Diego State. How much kind of extra motivation do you guys have going into this one?
We have a certain fire in us, but we're taking this game just like we attack every other week, with enthusiasm and with a chip on our shoulder.
The ball in the first half last week, did the guy get a piece of it, or did the defender get a piece of that one?
Behind the scenes, I would say yes, but in all actuality, no. I went up and tried to body it instead of going up to get it.
Okay.
How much confidence does it take to do that? I mean, instead of comfortable maybe trying to catch it against your chest, but actually going up and using your hands, and it's probably important, especially on the deep balls.
Right. It takes a quite bit of confidence because you know that if you take your eye off it even a little bit, it's through your hands, or the wind may have blown in a certain direction and you just missed it and you may look like a complete fool. So when it all comes down to it, we're here and we practice it often. So I have enough confidence to go up.
What has Junior Adams brought to this receiver group? And I mean, there's kind of a lot of young pieces, and especially Matt Miller going out. I mean, one of the main consistencies, and you guys have almost gotten better since that. So I mean, how has he been able to get you guys ready for game day?
We under the depth chart we have kind of like a phrase that says we're all we have, or we're all we got. So that's what we think about out on the practice when we're down a bit. We have to rally behind one another and be able to make plays, or make the plays that Matt would have been able to make. So he gave us a challenge along with the rest of the offense, and that's something we take great pride in.
Has that been there all year, or just since Matt got hurt?
It's been there. We had a lot of people go down, so once we realized that we're gonna have to take a great role in our roles as receivers increased, that's when the phrase went up.
There have been a lot of guys in that room, you and Spurback and Jeremy, contributing more this year than ever before.
Right.
What kind of, I don't know, what kind of fun or fire does that bring in your room to be contributing like this for a bunch of guys that hadn't done this before?
It's awesome. We're a really young group, and being able to have the knowledge of Matt being transferred to us is awesome. And then when we are able to get on the field and execute is just something that is just, I guess,